everyone. It's 1 minute to midnight, December 31st, 2020, on the west coast of the United States. Fireworks are going off, and this is Psychic Channel Karma Palmo coming to you from outer space, where we all live, and my living room. And these are my predictions for 2021 and possibly beyond. The guides are standing by, and I've already asked Spirit for information on a variety of subjects that viewers have suggested. I'll also share any clairvoyant, claircognizant, and any other types of psychic information that I pick up along the way. Looks like the guides are ready. They are really ready to begin. And I'm getting a lot of information all at once, so I'm going to be talking very quickly. Here we go. The guides want you to know that you have come to the right place, that you are here at the perfect time to hear these predictions as the blasts in the foreground are going off, signifying a new wave of development and developments in the world. They want you to know that there's going to be progress in science, and these developments are going to bring forward a way for us to handle upcoming health crises that come our way, such as the one that we have experienced in 2020 and are still experiencing. The guides are saying that now that you are here, it is time for you to listen up and take note that this year, 2021, signified by the fireworks, is going to be a year that is fruitful in events that will proclaim that there is a new age, a new dawn, a new awakening happening if you listen. You will have to listen because there is going to be distraction. These distractions that are coming in are going to try to pull you away from your inner core. They are going to startle you, perhaps, some of them, depending on where you live in the world. These events are going to be a way for you to practice those skills you have to find your centers and remember who you are, that you aren't, reactive in an unconscious or unconscientious way. 2020 has taught us all to be conscientious and to be aware of how we can protect ourselves and protect others as well around the world. That is one of the blessings, they're saying, of the past year. So in this year, remember that there will be blessings beneath what we see and behind the startling events that may happen, or it looks like they are very likely to happen. Please remember that all psychic events are subject to change based on the free will of all concerned as I go forward here. Guides, please tell us more about these coming events that you speak of. All right, so they're pointing to Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., there's going to be coming events in the climate of the city in terms of not a literal storm, but a figurative storm. The guides have spoken of these storms many, many times before, and this is another one. This is escalation of such events that is coming in the very near future. There's going to be more trouble in Washington, more trouble. There's going to be some protests, peaceful protests. There's going to be some unpeaceful protests as well. And these unpeaceful protests, guides, can you tell us more? These protests are going to be happening as a form of rebellion against unseen forces, the forces of wrong and right as one perceives them to be according to one's own perspective. There's going to be a burst of activity. It's going to bring some change, and it's going to embolden some to protest further. And this is going to continue into 2021, quite a bit into it. Yes, there's going to be a storm in Washington, as mentioned. This storm is going to quicken events. I see that there's going to be someone getting unglued. Let me look into that a little bit further. I see this being stated in a very strange way. There's going to be an ungluing of events, and I'm seeing looks like a billboard is being ripped, and the image on the top of the billboard is being ripped off, and you just see the paper underneath it. Is the impression I'm getting that this thing that was being set up is going to be ripped down. There are going to be repercussions as well in New York City. There are going to be major protests in New York City. I would like to ask the guides about economics, whatever you'd like to talk about, guides. There's going to be some crisis for many people. Things are going to get better in the mid-year 2021, revitalization of businesses, and there's going to be more activity and people going outside in the world and doing what we are all missing so much, which is going out and socializing. Okay, so here's a caveat to that. It's not exactly a warning. It's a request to be aware that, just because you can't see be this thing, that disease. It's still going to be around. Don't assume too much. So just keep that in mind for your own safety. The guides wanted to highlight that for you. I see major tech companies buying up some of these companies that have filed for bankruptcy, and that they're going to be getting bigger. In a way, they're saving these companies, and in a way, they're making a deal that is making them all better off. So in a way, they're helping, but they're getting very rich in the process. There's an ostentatious leader in place, and this leader is in a major country of power. This leader is making headway in overturning events, election events, but he will not be able to ultimately fulfill his plan. So there's going to be some things happening that are going to be alarming and upsetting, but the truth shall win. The truth shall win is what the guides are saying. The truth shall come forward. The truth shall come forward, they're saying. Stock market. So the stock market is going to be volatile, and it's going to be escalating. I see an escalation. I also see it going down. There's going to be quite a wild ride in the stock market, but I do see it going way up, and I also see it going way down. It is going to be steady during parts of 2021. It's not going to be up and down crazily all year, but there are going to be some major ups and major downs. So I'm getting that there's going to be an internet event or crisis. Some parts of the internet are going to crash or come down, and this is going to be very alarming to people. There's going to be a crash in terms of people not being able to do their jobs, and systems need to be backed up now. There's going to be some weather hotspots. Those are happening all over the world, it looks like. Okay, but I am seeing Africa. I'm seeing that continent in general. I'm seeing the oceans around it. I'm seeing India. I'm seeing the United States. I'm seeing the Florida Panhandle. I'm seeing that highlighted. I'm seeing a swirls around Texas. I assume that's hurricanes and tornadoes. There's going to be an elevation of weather events that's going to be happening over the next few years. If we know this is coming, we can prepare for this, and there will be programs put into place to assist people with these things happen. But you have to do your part too. You have to prepare yourself. I'm seeing California highlighted, actually the West Coast that I'm on highlighted for earthquakes. Midwest, storms, some places more severe. I see snowstorms in the Midwest, East Coast. This may not be a surprise to you, but it's going to be something that you need to prepare for, depending on where you live. The guides want to talk again about the worldwide health crisis. This worldwide health crisis, as you call it, they're saying, is something that you can expect to continue for some time. I have really tuned into this, and I do see change happening. Just know that it isn't going to last forever. It is going to pass, so hang in there. And I'm getting that from the guides as well. They are confirming that. Depending on where you live, it's coming in 2021, 22, possibly 2023, depending on where you are in the world. What do we need to know collectively right now, guides, to help us through this period of uncertainty? So they're saying that you have everything you need inside you as far as how to get through this. As far as your financial situations and your family worries and health crises and your inability to find work or whatever the case may be, they're saying you can get through this. Despite what happens in the earlier part of the year, I'm seeing mid to the end of the year, there's going to be progress in helping people who are in financial crisis. There's going to be help before then, but there's going to be a more widespread help. There's going to be many countries that are going to be needing further help. I'm getting that there's going to be help available, and it's going to continue to be a hard time for a little while, but it is going to get better. And because of this solitude that we've experienced this year and this strangeness, there's going to be more appreciation for connecting with people. That is going to set off an energetic event, the guides say, and that energetic event is going to be opening up pathways that are really positive, that are going to help change things and change our societies for the better. That's their message of hope for you. I want to thank the guides for their assistance, and we're going to be bringing you more in 2021. Happy New Year. You made it through 2020. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. This is Karma Pomo signing out.